So it doesn't have to be black and brown and stuff. It could be navy blue with a variation of a different blue and a lighter blue. And that's how you do Smokey eye. We are going to play up on the black, because I know you guys will probably want to see how black we can get it, because we officially do the blackest eyeshadow that has ever been made. It's called Obsidian. It's ridiculously black. It's amazing. So I'm going to show you that. And I'm also going to show you a technique called skin sketching, which is something that we're really proud of. It's, like I was saying before, our pencils can be used anywhere. And if you use 2 or 3 pencils on the eyes, you can create a whole eye look from it. So it's not necessary that you use eyeshadows. So I'm going to show you that first, but I will build up with eyeshadows so you can really see the intensity of the products. So I'm going to start off with the famous Sophie pencil. Yeah, super soft pencil, so I'm just filling in Grace's lovely eyelids with it. What I like to do with pencils first, is, you guys probably know this, but just to warm up on the back of your hand first, and you can really go for it. They do dry, so they don't stay wet, so I'd suggest putting it on, buffing, and then let it dry completely, and it will set onto your eyelid and they don't move. What they're really good for as well is if you want your colour, as in your eyeshadow colour, to look extra intense, use these first. And they'll really pop. There's a white one we do as well, which I use a lot, called Elate. Every time I want a really full-on bright eyeshadow look, like your lime greens, your acid colours, use that underneath and press and pack on your bright colours on top, and it looks amazing. Equally with this one as well, I mean, I've got it on my lip, so I've got Sophie on my lip and I've pressed a pigment onto the top, and it really lifts out the colour. It will do the same thing on your eyes as well.
Pigments work amazingly with pencils. They literally just adhere to it. So, as Leena was saying before, there's not a lot of fallout with our pigments because of the actual way that they're made. You don't need a lot of them. So, you literally just make sure that when you are using the pigments on a pencil, you don't waste the pigments. Just get enough on the brush. And it's the same with the pencil. You don't overuse the pencil because you're just going to waste the pencil. You don't need it.
So what I've done is put black all over the lid, and then I've just, I don't know if you saw me do it, but I just kind of penciled on a little bit of a brown. What I don't want is to start blending out black into nothing, which turns into that strange grey colour, and it looks a bit cold on the eyelid. So I need something warm as my middle colour. As we did on this eye, we've got something warm as a middle colour to help us blend out. It's the same on that eye, so I've used a brown. Can you see it? Just at the very edge. So when I start blending now, the black will blend into the brown, and the brown will blend into that concealer we've got underneath, and you'll get this amazing smoky eye appear from nothing, from scribbling. So, close your eyes. I'm just going to start blending that brown.
And again, with the technique she's using, she's not putting any pressure onto the brush or onto the skin. Literally just get it a nice little soft sort of pressure with your hands and the brush. You don't need to push.
I'm just going to put that under the eyebrow and show you how to use these 3 colours as well. So, get my eyeshadow brush. That one.
Right.
Steph. Look straight for me. I'm just going to strengthen up that under eye concealer we did, so it's a little bit more sharp. Blending brush. I'm going to go into Wolf. And where we use that mid brown, I'm just going to use a little bit of Wolf. If you look straight for me again.
Wolf's a nice colour for a lot of different things as well. Like Wolf is quite, it's your dead brown, like smoky brown. So with some browns they can be a little bit too reddy. So Wolf is a really good one for a lot of different skin tones and skin colours, which is why we got it in the neutral palette, because it suits a lot of different colours.
And Obsidian. Watch how black this is. It's like eye-wateringly black. It's amazing. So I'm just going to dip eyeshadow brush in, and I'm going to close your eyes for a minute. Just lift the eyebrow up slightly so you've got a nice flat lid to work on. And I'm going to push and press that black eyeshadow on. Now, compared to Sophie, can you see how black it is? And Sophie pencil is pretty black on its own.
So this is nice, it's very matte as well. So we find that a lot of people want a matte black rather than a shimmery black. So you've got the option to shimmer it up if you want to, rather than some shimmery blacks, it's not a true black because you've got the shimmer in there. So Obsidian is black.
I'm just going to blend away the harsh edges. So still, it's blending back into Wolf. You open, and you get that gorgeous, intense black, very black smoky eye. So we've just pressed Obsidian on top of Sophie. And what we're going to do as well is just refer back to the palette. I'm going to go and use Antique, such a beautiful colour. I mean, with this palette, you don't have to use every single colour. We're not saying that. You can split them up into doubles, make your own little duos from them, use each colour separately. I'm showing you all four so you know how to use them. I'm going to dip into Vintage, which is an antique gold, and I'm just going to... Just going to pop this just kind of onto the ball of the eye, just to give it a slight bronze lift, if you like. You can leave it black if you wish, but I think this just gives it a
Gives a bit of 3Dness, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It just pops it out. It makes it smoky eye easier for you as well at the end of the day, because some people, when they've done smoky eyes, they've spent hours on and literally getting the black, go straight on with your black eyeshadow, and you get a bit of a mess everywhere. So it's good to build it up and layer it so that you're not having to then correct underneath or correct and smoke it, like shadow it down, blend it down. Build it up. The more you build it up, and that's with every sort of look, build it rather than go straight in, because then you're actually, it's better to add more rather than having to take away. So it's easier to build things.
Okay, I'm just going to refer back to Sophie if you look up. Whenever you're doing work from underneath, where you want that beautiful continuous kind of look, always start off from the outside edge and work in. It's just how your hand flows. You flow a lot better when you go that way. When you go this way, your hand tends to drop down and you get those really awkward lines that kind of droop the eyes. So always go outside in and you'll get much more of a cleaner edge from it. You look up. So just making sure you join that edge and bring that in.
Again, with the smoky eye, it doesn't have to be a dark one. I mean, I think everyone, because they had the whole Robert Palmer years ago with the original smoky eye and it's black, that's where this whole misconception of a black smoky eye comes from. It can be any colour you want. Obviously, you're not going to mix some colours up that don't work well together, but just have a play around with different colours, and it's like the actual ones that work well together, get a pencil underneath it to build upon. So you can do a purple smoky eye, you can do a red smoky eye, just have a little play with it. This is a classic smoky eye, that's what everyone knows, so that's why we go with the darker one.
It's also quite a rounded smoky eye as well. Your classic smoky eyes are generally more rounded. I'm going to show you a bit of a trick. It's trick time. I need a card, something with a flag. I'm just going to turn you this way. I hope everyone can see. I might have to stand up actually. And I'm just going to hold that card flat against the eye. Is that? And I'm just going to start buffing. And it will just create, if I pull that card away, a really beautiful sharp line. And then I'm just going to start, if you look straight for me, start to blend and soften that line. And you get an instant wing. More importantly, you'll get symmetrical instant wings. The worst thing in the world is having unsymmetrical eyes, especially when they're winged out. It just makes you look really funny. So this trick will stop that from happening, and you'll always get them right. I'm just blending that so the line kind of fits in and we get a nice flow.
Because it makes your job easier rather than having to go freehand, because at the end of the day, everyone has different shaped faces. No one's face is actually symmetrical both sides, really. Very, very rarely. So it just makes your job easier looking at it. If you're doing someone's makeup, you know then that you've got to go with your card underneath to a certain angle rather than going with your free hand. Your hand mightn't be steady all the time, so it's better to do it. Give yourself a little bit of an easier job